Hey y'all, it's your girl Wisdom. Thank you for joining me for the late night real talk ramble, right? So I'm gonna ramble some real talk, and I'm gonna sit and talk with you in the chat. But I'm also gonna read Romans chapter 8, okay? But we're gonna have some real talk while I go through it. So I'm gonna tell you this: if you soft, this ain't the place to be. This ain't the conversation for you. Like, have a good night. Go to one of those lukewarm channels. They'll be the great entertainment that you need. But here, we about to have real hard hitting heavy talk. This channel is not for the churchy, right? Because I mean I might say a cuss word. I don't mean to. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's right. I know it's a sin. Ooh, it's like that. That's how this channel is, where I know it's a sin and I'm really doing my best, and I promise you I mean no harm. You know what I mean? But I am gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna read the word of God so that we could rightly divide, like rightly see what it is. Like we can make a choice for ourselves on what we see before us. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Uh So I was just talking to my friend, Linda, and she said, "You about to do the video tonight?" And I thought about it. Yeah, yeah. Like, we're fishing for souls. Like, the evil is out there looking for people to destroy. What if there's somebody out there trying to like restore, like y'all, and I'm a little crazy, the good kind of crazy, okay? But I am a little crazy to where, somebody else might be like why you think it's your job, but at the same point it'd be like, yeah, let's throw our net. Ain't that what Jesus said? Cast your net. Cast it far and wide. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. So let's go there, right? So, okay, y'all saw the title, right? The title literally said all men are dogs. That's just crazy. All men are dogs and all women, I think I said all women are gullible. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But I want to go through that and really stand on my premise. Right? No, I'm in it. I'm in it. I want to go through it and really stand on my premise, okay? Because we're living at a time in a generation. We're living in a generation where that is the culture that has been put before us. That is our culture now. And anybody that like, right, mic drop, y'all done even talking about it. Yep, she proved her point. That's the culture of our society at this point. So what would make, you know what a culture is? Let's talk about culture. People don't really understand that. They think black and white. You know what I mean? They think Spanish. They think race or ethnicity or gender would even be a part of culture. They're not. None of those things represent culture. Real talk. Just because, let's say I'm out here like, yeah, though, what up? Yeah, that's how I feel about this, that, and the other. Yup. Like, does that automatically make me gay? Nah, that could just make me who I am. You get what I'm saying? So you can't decide my culture based upon masculine or feminine. You can't do that. Real talk. Another thing is, let's say I'm black, right? Yeah. Oh, but let's say I came to the table talking like this. Let's say I turned this on. I said, "Hello, love. Thank you guys for turning in. I'm so excited that you're here to talk to me today. I would just, I would love just to be able to give you as much information as I can." Wouldn't right then, when you have all these assumptions about my culture, did I just become smarter? Bam! popped you in your face, didn't I? Because many of y'all hear me talking like this automatically think I'm stupid. Real talk. But if I came out here talking in a different kind of way, you know, maybe then all of a sudden I'm now smarter. What? No. So you can't judge anything by me based upon the sound of my voice. You can't, it doesn't represent who I am. Culture really is a collection of the things you've adapted to within your collective community. That's culture. You get what I'm saying? Like, let's give you another example. Hip hop is a culture. That's a culture. That, or here we go. Ghetto living can be a culture. It has or because here we go. Ghetto living, it has a culture regardless on what country you're in. No, there's certain things you got to live by. You know what I mean? Like that's the way you've adapted to your surroundings. Um, I don't mean to say Chinese because just that's or I guess because of the fact that I can say there we go, Asian culture, because I can't say Chinese because just because you are Chinese American or something doesn't necessarily mean you follow these things. But if you live in China, you're not wearing cleavage out, or Japan, you're not wearing your cleavage out, or if you live in China, you gotta take your shoes off before you come in. If you live in China, kids really do go to school at 5 years old without any supervision. You know, the community assists them to getting to school in some kind of way, right? But that is their culture, not their race. That's their culture. That's a culture that here's another culture for you. My favorite. I just love their culture. Like really, if there was any men out there of this culture, well, yeah, yeah. I love their culture. Pacific Islanders. I love Pacific Islanders culture. I do. Like, oh wow. But that's their culture. The culture, not because you from the Pacific Island you believe these things, but I'm saying that though if you live there, you will be doing haka. I think that's what it's called. You get what I'm saying? Or you will be doing certain things to honor your family's name because you there. That's what it is. You get what I'm saying? So nowadays, American culture is that all men really are dogs and all women really are gullible. But that's the culture that's been given to us. Unless we, like how a foreigner, like how I just said, a foreigner would like let's say a Chinese person came to America, right? At that point, they can choose to keep the culture that they came with or drop that culture and become another culture. They can do that once they get here. Well, here, the collective of us have been sexualized, and the gullible part for the women is the like our voice has been nullified. It's been it's like, oh, that just happened because she gullible. uh, it's her fault, she gullible. That's what it is, she just gullible, right? I would never do that. I would never have that happen to me. I do this, that, and the other. I'll never let that happen to me. But it was just her. She was gullible. But the first time she speak up about not being treated a certain type of way, or she tell everybody that one that fit the culture did something wrong, up she's bad now. Now she couldn't possibly know. I know him better than that, or I know them better than that, or she just should have went along. Like, no, we don't do that. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have the courage to break the norm in order to not be deemed of the culture. And that is the American culture right now. Debate me on it. Debate me on it. Because I just go on Facebook. Don't you know those name tests and them OMG things you press on that say what's gonna happen with 2024? Well, now they got one that say your AI cartoon character. And every last they turn Bugs Bunny female, they turn her into a hoe. Like she ain't wearing nothing, her nipples showing. They turned Betty Boop into a slut. They turned Homer Simpson into a dog, like he's standing there looking like he Russian mafia. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. They turned all of them into something that would represent our culture. And they were all dogs, and all the women were gullible and lustful. So how do we change that as a community? There's only one way. Is somebody got to be strong enough to speak up and say, no, we cannot continue to be there. Remember I told y'all about when I'm riding with HB and Auntie Rita, right? They so sweet. Oh, no, 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 no. Like HB, he got a gun and he really can shoot in the center of anything from however far. Like I be watching him sit there shooting and he can shoot anything, okay? Like in the center, okay? But that don't mean that his soul is ugly or adulterated. He still had him and Auntie Rita still have a form of innocence for being from here that city folk, some of us city folk, we don't have. Let me tell y'all the story. I'm riding with Auntie Rita and Rex. It was Rex's birthday, HB's birthday. And they start singing, right? And it's so cute. It's so cute. They singing the most wholesome songs, or they think it's risque, but it ain't. It ain't, because I come from a culture where they've taken us to the brink of loss of innocence. Like, no, we are the TV show Spartacus now. And they're still doing y'all know Spartacus, Game of Thrones. We Game of Thrones generation. And they're still riding along singing country songs. And to the point where anything I would sing, like if I wanted to get in on this sing along as we ride down the street, I would corrupt them. You know what I mean? Just being honest. But that's my culture at this point. And let me tell y'all where I learned this from. It's going to blow your mind where I learned this from. And it was a weird situation, but this what happened. So I was working for foster care, okay? And we had this little boy, right? Everybody know, I don't want to give him too specifics. So, but this little white boy that was in one of our foster homes, all right? And it was such a sad situation. His mom just didn't want to. It was so sad because he was a good boy. Like, he just wanted to go back home, but she really just didn't want to where he just stayed in foster care way longer than he had to. Okay. Well, we first put him in a black foster home. Okay. Let's talk about this. We put him in a black foster home, and he didn't do well there, right? And then he actually said he didn't want to be in any more black foster homes, right? And I'm like, why? So I'm like, I got to deal with this situation. Why? Just let me know. Like, you know me, how we're able to really sit and talk. So I'm listening to him, like, tell me, no judgment. Why is you that you feel this way? And then he said, I really think it's your culture. Now, this little boy don't have a understanding of civil rights movement, black, like lives matter. He couldn't have been no more than 12, 13. You get what I'm saying? So, and he had lived, his mom and them, they live in the hood forever. You get what I'm saying? So it's not as if the only difference he could see was culture. He couldn't see color, he saw culture. Boom. That's what happened. And to where he said, like, they make me wash my hair. No, they made him take a shower at night. These are the things this little boy that I thought was probably a racist kid, but he wasn't racist. He didn't see race. He was talking about how they make him take a shower at night, every night before school, which he wants to take a shower in the morning. Why did he want to take a shower in the morning? Because he liked to wash his hair every morning. That was the difference. We don't wash our hair every single day, to the point where the family didn't understand why he wanted the shower in the morning situation and not the shower at the night. It just looked like he was a racist little boy. You get what I'm saying? But he wasn't. Y'all get what I'm saying? So in this moment, seeing what's going on in the world and then looking at the AI give these sexualized images of our childhood figures, you know what I mean? And it being the natural next step. We're so these two, HB celebrated his 68th birthday. All right. So these two people who have so much wisdom and so much time, that shows you that the couple of iniquity really does fill up. Like, y'all, I hope y'all with me. The cup of iniquity really does fill up, because even though they're older than me, let me just say it. Even though they're older than me, my cup of iniquity has there's a play. You can't go back down once you've went up. You get what I'm saying? To where everything, like, if I was the dude, they see it was so cute, but they seem very Mayberry in that moment, because my culture's been so cultured in such a negative way at this point. I'm being honest. I'm being honest, man. We got to put it on the table. God done showed himself, so that means the devil done showed himself too. If God is real, the devil is real. And if all you've ever seen was the devil, then you need to know God is real. Real talk. Like, I'm not saying God is the devil. I'm saying they are, like, for every action, there's an opposite yet equal reaction. They are one in the same line. You can't have one without the other. You get what I'm saying? It's just, that's, you gotta love one and hate the other. But at the same point, so you can't hang with the other and think that your culture is gonna represent the one you said you loved. No, you hanging here. And every time the cup of iniquity fills up. So if you ain't, put it this way, it's like, if you ever smoked a cigarette, real talk. If you've never smoked a cigarette, there's a certain amount of fear that comes with having your first cigarette. I want you to hear me. If you never smoke a cigarette, there's a certain amount of fear that comes with having your first cigarette, right? You don't know if you're going to cough that first time around. You don't know the rhythm. Do you inhale? Do you just pull it all in like you breathing, or do you pull it in? You know what I mean? What do you do? Real talk. So if once you take that first hit of a cigarette, though, the fear has been conquered. So next time you at the party with your friends and y'all drinking or chilling or talking or whatever, somebody pulls out a cigarette, your fear about that first hit is gone. So you're going to more than likely say, let me hit that cigarette. If you're having a bad day, let me hit that cigarette. You're more than likely to say it, because the fear after the first time you've done it is gone. So that's the thing about it. So, like, uh if I'm used to, like, that's why I really feel like the people who produce the music industry, like, for my culture, I feel like if there was a way to, like, sue them, we should. Real talk. Like, if there was a way, because they knew that they were putting spells on our head. If they created, like, gematria and stuff like that, and they knew that was a part of their culture to know that, meaning they go study about this all the time, then they knew what they did. They knew what they did. Now that wasn't right. That wasn't cool. So All right, hey, no, better yet, I don't hope I nothing, cause this was the Real Talk Ramble, and I get the ramble. See, that's it. That's where, anything the devil mean for your bad, God working out for your good. I was feeling bad about them saying, all you doing is rambling. Well, let's make a show for that. All right, so I want to read Romans chapter 8. Let my freeness free. Let's be free. If that's what we are, this is what it is. I'm not gonna feel bad about what I do, because guess what? I did get up and cast my net. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Let's cast our net. Holla at me. We'll cast our nets together. But needs to be said. We gotta lower the cup of iniquity, or turn around to those who ain't where we're at yet and say, "Hold up, no, for real. There's a. All you can do is get worse and worse up here. It don't get better." Like where you look down at them, it don't get better. Real talk. So wait, y'all, don't go on to weed. Don't go on to alcohol. Don't go on to sex with other, or better yet, don't keep being promiscuous. Let's change this culture. Let's change this culture. Let's be the foreigner that says, oh, here we go. Since we're from here, we can't take this somewhere and go get some. We could make a whole collective, because that's the free will of it all. We could make a collective of all these different people's cultures if we want to, if we have to redefine ourselves because the first narrative given to us isn't benefiting us as a people. I'm only doing this for your children. My children, they in line. Ask any one of them. Ask any one of them. Yeah, if they fall down, they know how to get back up again. Yeah, their heart has been tweaked to where they can see evil lurk. So that's the reason to do this, is to speak out for God and grab more souls that will just be honest and say it ain't way we've been living ain't serving us. It ain't. Somebody got to do it. Let's do it. All right, chapter 8. Of Romans chapter 8. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So you know that John 3:16 prayer that everybody think keeping them from hell, right? But right here it says that, like, it's those that walk not after the flesh. So if you keep walking after the flesh, even though you did the John 3:16 prayer, is there no condemnation for you in Christ Jesus that loves you? No, there's condemnation. He said it right there. Look, let's say it again, because I know that what I know they so used to us. They've been making us believe you died on the cross for your sins, rose on the third day, you saved, you can do whatever you want here, then he ain't sending you to hell. There's no more hell for you. That ain't what it say right here. It say, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. Right? That's what they go with, Christ, in Christ Jesus. But they don't pay attention to this next sentence. Who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. It says, who walk not after the flesh. I know we got to sit there for a second, because the cognitive dissonance of this verse has probably tried to condemn a generation. So we can't be complacent or cognitive dissonance about the fact that if you're okay with Minnie Mouse being dressed up like she on the stripper pole, if you're okay with that, that is like, no, like if you think I'm going too far, I'm reading too much in it. I run after the Spirit. I run after the Spirit. So the only way you could think that I'm taking this too far is if you walk after the flesh. Because nobody should be making Minnie Mouse a hoe. Nobody should be doing that. She don't deserve that. Like, no, that was childhood figure. I when I had a daughter, I put her in so much pink and purple in the and I bought her so much Minnie Mouse stuff. Now y'all making Minnie Mouse a hoochie. It ain't working. Nope, nope, nope. So we're changing back our culture to represent the truth. Okay, so here we go. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus hath made me free from the law of sin and death. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus, I want y'all to know that means your life matters. That's the reason why I'm always going to be a Christian. That's the reason why. It's because he knows I'm stupid. I'm stupid. He know you stupid. He knows all of us are ignorant. Ignorant. Like that is a real word. We need to be able to use it. All of us are very to the stuff that's going on. Like there is a real live deception conspiracy that has kept a lot of people ignorant to the truth. It's the truth. That might be one of those Ebonic moments where all truth will be told in a word. And if they really have been keeping us ignorant of something, that's some bull. But it's true. Because far as I can see, we might be them people. That's the reason why they always getting us to agree with something or be the culprit of bringing something about so masses will attach to it. Don't act like y'all ain't seen it. Y'all know that there's a certain people whose culture the world tries to emulate and they have adulterated our culture. And I'm not going to sit here and act like it's okay. It's not okay. I don't agree with it. There we go. If you act like it's okay, if it's okay to you, cool. But I personally am not going to agree with it. I can't agree with it for my children's sake. My children's sake. Your children's sake. My grandchildren's sake. If the cup flows up and we continue on with this culture from birth with other human beings, people that are 68, 78, they ain't even there. The younger are defiling the latter at this point. So somebody got to say empty the cup a little bit and pull it back and say, "Hey y'all, wait, don't come back, don't come up here." No, I know I did all that stuff, but I'm telling you, after a while there ain't no height to get to. It's over. Like now the cool part would be trying to work your way back down and say, "Man, let's try a little sing along" versus what I've been through or what I've dealt with. I'd rather sing along than a night of binge drinking and waking up wondering what's going on. You know, that a nice little sing along as you drive down the street sound good to me. All right, let me keep going. Hey, real talk Rambo. uh all right, verse 5. For they are after the flesh, do mind the things of the flesh. But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnally minded is death. For to be carnally minded is death. Yes, it is. Think about it. If the cup can fill up, then that means all the people in the community can catch HIV. A whole community. If everybody living, getting it how they live, a whole community could catch diseases, right? It's the truth. So to be carnally minded is death. We are in the future. Yeah. Like the viruses are coming up and yeah, it can be. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So this wasn't about controlling you. This was about keeping you safe from the plan that they've had afoot, they pandemic. This was about keeping you safe during that, or for keeping you fit and strong for that. Okay? Because the carnal minded is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. Now, y'all need to know about that word enmity. That is a disdain for. Right? Now, that's where I said, let's go to read this real quick. We're going to jump over to Genesis chapter 3. So that was Romans chapter 8, but we're going to jump over to Genesis chapter 3. Okay? Where is it? So the serpent lied to the woman and told her, like, so the woman was saying we shouldn't be eating of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and or we gonna die. Okay? If we eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, we're gonna know good and evil. We are no longer gonna be moving by the instincts of God. That's how dogs and animals move, by the instincts of God. We'll actually know the difference between good and evil and have to make a choice. It's the knowledge of good and evil. So you gotta make a choice, right? So the woman did eat thereof and got the man to eat thereof too. I'm trying to find where God, there it go. So verse 14, I should have known that. 3:14. Okay, chapter 3, verse 14. And the Lord said unto the serpent, because no. That I gotta go further back than that because I need to know the one to the man and the woman. All right, let's start at just verse 10. Okay. So he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? That's what I mean about that indignation keep growing. Now you're naked. Now you sneaky peeky. Now you do this. Now we two girls doing this. It just keeps getting more and more. Each time you cross a boundary with God, the indignation fills up. So now it started off that he was naked. Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou should have not eat? And the man said, the woman who thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Now remember, he wasn't a leader. In this moment, he was not a leader, right? So if he was a leader, he would have told her to uphold what God said, but he didn't do it. Real talk. And the Lord said unto the woman, what is this thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Okay, she gullible. That's what it say. That's the culture. She gullible now. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will, there go, and I will put enmity, that's this distrust, disdain, dislike, discord. That's what enmity is, between thee and the woman, right? So, women, that's the reason why I'm doing this. Women, we are the ones that gotta teach our children what's going on because the men don't see the devil like we do. I mean, we could be literally see Jezebel sitting in front of him and he don't see it because of that video I did earlier where the glory is getting in the way. The glory of man is getting in the way, right? But the woman, you see it, and it said it. Let's go back to I can't switch with my hand, but go back to Romans 8. He has said that the one who is, wait, let me get to it. Hold on, I'm about to get to it. Hold up. Romans 8. I don't want to lose that spot, but okay, that's okay. I'll find it again. But let's go jump back to Romans 8, where he said There you go, verse 7, chapter 8, verse 7. Because the carnal minded is enmity against God. Right? So when you are carnal minded, you're at enmity against God. All right. But all over here, let's run back over to Genesis chapter 3, verse, where is it? I should have remembered. There you go, 15. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay? So until wait, let me keep that, let me keep going with that to make sure. No, no, no. Okay, that's where I wanted to stay with, because in different versions it says she will have to teach her seed to crush the head of the serpent. Well, you got to teach how to crush the head. You don't just go walking up to no cobra talking about try to step on his head. What happened when it stand up? You get what I'm saying? What happened with it then? You gotta teach them how to hit a cobra. You get what I'm saying? You can't just let them go in there nilly-willy. So I'm trying to tell you, it's time for us to teach our kids, teach our family how to step on the head of the devil, because we the first ones that listen to him. According to this, we're the first ones to listen to him. So it means, as a big brother, big sister, mommy, the person who went up here and went, stop, y'all, we can't get no worse, right? You got to turn back and teach how to stomp on the head of the devil. Okay. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Okay, y'all got to understand this. Earlier, I had laughed at the other video because I had said that a woman was mentally stronger than a man. I don't mean it like that. I want to fix that and say how I really mean it is, we have a higher pain tolerance than y'all. You didn't think I was going to say that? It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. We do. We have a higher pain tolerance than y'all. And if the strength of a man is in his muscles, the strength of a woman is in our strength to take pain. It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, let's keep going. You see it in all the Fear Factors couples edition, and you see it. These women be rock stars up here when it comes to just pure allowing sorrowful conditions to last for long periods of time. You know what I mean? That is something that this is where it came from. Okay? And God told me he did that so that we, like us having children, like when this happened, where we did move into the flesh, because that's what happened. They moved into the flesh. Before then they were spirit, but they've moved into the flesh, right? So I'm losing my train of thought. I don't want to mess that up. Hold on. And bring forth children, and thou shalt. No, I'm losing it. It was important. We moved into the flesh. What were you saying, Father? Give it back. Give it back to me. Mm. I got snatched from me, y'all. I apologize. They got snapped me. It was about to get real good. It felt like it was about to get real good. It really did. It felt like it was about to get real good. Um, all right, I'll just start rambling again so that way it'll come back to me. So what was I saying? So when we move into the flesh, now there's a new set of rules. I know that. I know that much. Once you're in the flesh from in the body, there is a new set of rules. Now I know. So because that the woman messed it up by not doing right by God, it really is her job to teach everybody else how to do it right. Because she's seen the devil. We can see him. That's what it says here. Is become a devil, right? And the devil's gonna bite at the heels of her seed, try to tempt her seed and mess with her seed and tire out her seed. And she is going to have to teach her seed how to stomp on his head, right? So now that we can see it, it's our responsibility. That's what I'm trying to say. It's our responsibility to have the courage, speak up, teach these children. That's really why I'm doing this, so y'all will teach these children. There's so many children that are being put in bad situations because of adulterated things. Like adulterated. Think about that word, adulterated. That's an adulting of something. Adult turning of something. That's killing their innocence. That's killing the innocence of Auntie Rita. Keep letting the bring forth children, and thy desire shall be for thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. He listened to the voice of the wife, right? And has eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herbs of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread. So hunger came over him. Hunger. Y'all remember we was talking about that earlier with the dogs, right? Where there's this thirst, right? And if his thirst is carnal, he's gonna spend all his energy chasing tail. If his energy is carnal. But if his energy is of God and he can really see what's going on around him, then yeah, he got to create food, because before God was creating food for them. But now you think about how God, each one of these things, situation, isn't God an awesome father? Like, you listen to this woman over realizing you ain't even safe, son. Oh, okay. Well, now I'm gonna make you hungry to where you gonna have to make some food out here to supply for the family that you running to get your mind off them. Get your mind on them books and off them girls. So that's basically what God said. Get your mind on them books and off them girls. That's what he said, by how hard they have to work. But they if they're, like I said, if they're carnally minded, they gonna work hard after your tail. But if they are God minded, they gonna work hard and build, their home and bring you all the supplies to create a home. Um, let's see. All right, I'm done with that one. Let's go back to Romans 8. So that took you all the way to the beginning, though, so that you will understand. Oh, but no, no, no. Let's go. Let's stay at the beginning. Let's go to Genesis 6 real quick. So now the cup of iniquity had filled up. So y'all don't know this, but the flood happened early in the Bible, right? If you a new worker to God, you think the flood happened towards the end of the Old Testament, or I don't know. You don't think that it happened in chapter what? 10? Yep, it happened in chapter 10. No, actually chapter 8. Right? So I was just reading you chapter 3 of Genesis. But the flood comes by 8. God tired of it by chapter 8. You know what I mean? This is what he said though. Okay. In wait, chapter 6. Okay, in chapter 6, verse 6, right? Chapter 6, verse 6. It says, And it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him in his heart. Oh, no, no, no. I got to go back to verse 4, okay? No, let me just read the whole chapter. Y'all, let's read chapter 6, okay? And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them. Right? So after what happened over there, everybody started getting busy and making babies. Okay? That's when creation came about, right? So daughters were born unto them. That the sons of God, know this, the sons of God mean angels, spirits. That's what sons of man means humans. Came from the portal of a woman. But sons of God mean they were interdimensional beings. Go look it up. I'm telling the truth. Okay. The sons of God saw the daughters of men. See, why would they make a differentiation if there wasn't a differentiation? There is. All right. So the sons of God saw the daughters of men and that they were fair. Y'all look up that word fair. That don't just mean beautiful. I know they told you it meant that she was like that pale complected porcelain doll fair. No. That means that this is a portal. She can bring about entities into the earth in fleshly form. She can manifest spirits into the living blood flesh. That's what the sons of God saw, that the woman was a fair, like it, all is fair in love and war, was fair like that. You get what I'm saying? And they took them wives of which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. Okay, so that means these forever beings, that's why he said, will not always strive with man, because these forever beings are now making babies with, new entities coming forth, new little bubbles are coming forth that are now Nephilim, that are now, they live a long time. Okay, shall not strive with man, for that he is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. You think giants in the earth right now? Yeah. Yep, surely are. Right? When the sons of God came into the daughters of men, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. You do that reminds me of this whole pure blood phenomenon that they done started up, right? So what if the women that have babies now, their babies have superpowers or something? The ones that have the vaccine, maybe. Or what if, I don't know. I know I'm a human of old. I'm staying that way. I'm a human of old, right? But what about them other ones that it merged? Like, we only see the ones that's getting the cytoplasm storms or cytokine storms. But what if there's some people out there that are now like got superpowers because of it, or they passed on superpowers because of it? I don't know. I'm just saying that's the vibe verse 4 gives me. Right? They were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of men came into the daughter when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. Oh, okay, so that's another thing I want to tell y'all too. Y'all remember I think it was in Genesis with Lot. I think so. Remember when they went and Lot offered up his daughters? Y'all remember that? To the men that were coming to sleep with the angels? No, the angels were giants. They were huge. No, angels are startling. You know it's an angel. So no, they always lie and give a place for LGBT in that moment. But that story wasn't about LGBT. That story was about men wanting to have sex magic with angels. That's what that story was about. Right, but they always give it and say, "Oh no, they were gay." No, they weren't. And why would anybody want to have sex with an angel? Right there, they become mighty. Your kids become mighty men of old, children of renown. You know what I mean? That's why they knew what they was coming to do. They was coming to having sex with a angel would be like having sex with a genie. You get what I'm saying? That's what those men was coming for. So I don't want to hear nobody say, "Oh, that was gayness in the Bible." No, the gayness in the Bible was eunuchs. Go read about eunuchs. That was the gayness in the Bible. But that one, them people wasn't trying to have sex with men. No, they didn't think it was men. They knew, they saw the angels, send the angels out. We want to have sex with them. And he said, "No, take my daughters." And he was like, "No, we want them angels." Real talk. Go look it up. It's true. All right. All right. And God saw, so this is verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth. That cup of iniquity really do get full. Like there's only, the only next thing for me to do, like if I was to take a next step in all the iniquity that I've been a part of, I think it would be become gay. That would be the next step. That's stepping over a line. So it'd be become gay, uh, or kill somebody. So you can't go no further, is what I'm saying. Cause I done did it all. I got the tattoo. I done drank the drink. I done ate the worm. You know what else have I done? Uh I done it all. Because I started off really young because of the culture. I hope y'all hearing me. Bring it back full circle. But ow. Because of the culture. So we gotta change this culture for this next generation, or the cup is overflowed. Like that's what God said. And I saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart, every imagination of the thoughts of his heart. That's what I meant by riding in the car with Auntie Rita and them. Like when they said, "Sing one of your songs," I couldn't even think of nothing. Like I couldn't even think, like everything I would say was either political or sexual. That's what my culture has turned into. It would be either political or sexual. One of them two. To where I couldn't have just the sitting on the front porch song. Sitting on the front porch song. I couldn't have that moment, right? Because of what he just said. Listen to this. Here, I'll say it again. When you experience too much smut, because remember, that's in their plan. Go look. Their plan says flood the TV with smut and all that other stuff. Real talk. So at some point, we got to pull it back. Okay, so here we go. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. How long before, if that's what if that's the culture we're raising children under, how long before all their thoughts are evil continuously? Y'all, I used to work for foster care. Real talk, I used to work for foster care. And there was this little girl. Hold on, let me take a drink. There was this little girl, and because of the life she led, like the life that was given to her, her language was like listening to the worst comedian you ever could hear. The worst. Like, no, the worst, most vulgar. You that's why you nappy headed hoe. She was 5. No, she was 5. Fuck that that like, no, to where we had to reteach her to talk. And like, literally my coworker sent me like a recording to say, can you believe this? Like, no, for real, that's really how does, like, she really couldn't talk any other way. She did not know how to be nice to you. Even when she was being nice to you, she still was saying something horrific in every, like, it was, but that was the way she was talked to her whole life. So that was the way that was her language. Oh, your world's so lily white that you don't know that this little white kids too in foster care. Like, no, this is the culture that they've indoctrinated all. That's where all lives matter come in, is that all children lives matter, because they have given this culture secretly to all the children. And we got to stop it. So this me casting out my net. If anybody, let those that have ears hear the words of the Lord. He's saying somebody gotta not care about their life enough. Like, I don't, like, at this point, I can't go back. I've already alienated everyone. I've already offended maybe everyone I know. I can't go back. And no, for God, everybody, look, we'll go toe to toe. Come on live here. We'll sit and talk about it. Was it for any other reason but for God? Because at some point, when the whole generation is only speaking in one carnal minded way, you gotta have enough courage to say, yeah, stop. Nope, not in front of the kids. You gotta get that courage together and do it. And okay, this was something I wanted to say earlier. Remember what I was saying about a transgender, uh I mess this up every time. And I don't mean no disrespect. I just want to say it right. Transgender female. If they were real females, it would be in the back of their heads while with a man, if only I was a real female. You get what I'm saying? Because that's a part of women's makeup. There's something inside of us that wants to serve a man and be the best for him and give him the best and want him to have the best. And there's something inside of us that it looks, when you're young, it looks like insecurity, but once you get into your 30s, you grow out of some of it and you understand, no, that is just an internal need to please, right? It's an internal need to please the head of who's in society. And if you're a woman, you're not the head. You could be overpowered. You're not the head. So any transgender female that believes they are the head, or believes that they are entitled to anything on earth is not a real female, because, or you're still holding on to your manhood, because we all know that women ain't the top dog on earth. It's a man's world. You get what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be nothing without a woman or a girl, but it still is a man's world, and we know that. Right. And the way we know that is because of the fact we can be overpowered. We do got to figure out our place within it all. Okay. So back to the because I'm getting away from the thought process of where I wanted to go with that. Earlier, when I was dressed like well, y'all would call it Muslim, but I feel like laws of God. But I was dressed like a Muslim woman. Someone who is trans is more accepted in the community dressed as a woman, then I am going to be accepted dressed as a Muslim a woman. You get what I'm saying? That shows the top turby of the community. Meaning, I want to get this out properly. Because that part was important. That is part of being a woman. It ain't just that we can have kids. It's the fact that we know that this is a man's world. It's the fact that we do live up under the fear of overpowerment. What do you want me to say? Help me say it. Just say it flat out. Give me the courage. Because they made it to where I'm not allowed to say this. But these are your makeups, Father. These are the makeups of you. And I just want to represent you in your truest form. Y'all want to know what song God just put in my head? Y'all want to tell y'all he's hilarious. I love him. Get back, get back. You don't know me like that. Get back, get back. You don't know me like that. That's what he put in my head. So, because I'm trying to figure out how to express what he wants me to express, but they're stepping on holy ground when those that overpower get into that realm. Like I literally saw a video yesterday and this was horrible. This man said, like, you don't know fear. If you try to stop me, this is when it's time for us to stand up and fight. I am a hold on, let me give you what he said. Because I looked at it, I went, did he just say? Oh, he did. Okay, so he said because he was a transgender female lesbian. Y'all heard what I said. He said he was a transgender female lesbian. That is literally the sucker's way of saying a straight man. Like, why you teach me the doggone words if you gonna just stand in my face and say stupidity? You just told me you was a straight man and that you was about to fight, ready to die for the right to go into the women's bathroom. Talk about overpowering somebody. You just did it. Are you serious? There we go. Thank you, Father. So now I'm coming back full circle, y'all. This is that initial thought I was losing. And it's trying to go again. Hold up. Tag! Don't you hate that? Wait. So he was he was a transgender lesbian. No, transgender female lesbian. But that was his way of saying, like, he was a sucker, he was a sucker, the straight man. You get what I'm saying? But because that in the back of his head, you won't ever like me unless I'm a woman, right? That's in the back of his head, you'll never like me unless I'm a woman. He took it to the next step. Right? So remember what I was telling y'all about there we go. Remember what I was saying about the transgender is that if he's a real woman, right, which he'll never be, he would be worried daily that the man didn't like him because he wasn't a real woman. Okay? So the fact that they went as far as putting hormones and eunuching and the whole nine to make it discrimination. There we go. Come on. That to make it discrimination if you say, no, dude, you're not a woman. You get what I'm saying? So it's like if he if a gay guy is with a gay guy and then they're together, well, insecurity should set in and say you don't like me if I because I'm not a woman. So then he work on becoming a woman. You get what I'm saying? So now he done did the next steps to become a woman. He's trying to get his womanly, femininely. He even telling y'all your man would like you better if you was more feminine like me. Right? So he went that far and then got the outfit, the eyelashes, the hair, the boobies, he went and got the stiletto heels. He got the booty bumps where he could make like he been doing the booty exercises so you could see his booty shaking. He learned how to walk in them heels and do the fall back. So now say he ain't a woman. It's discrimination if you say he ain't a woman now. You get what I'm saying? So they pushing it to the brink of discrimination. So I was thinking about what they said to me earlier, like as a Christian wanting to wear the hijab. I mean, yeah, hijab. Wanting to wear the hijab, like I should be kind of a little afraid with all the Muslim and all the race and all the political stuff going on that they gonna think that, you're Muslim, they gonna hate you. Well, that's their fault. You know what I mean? Because if they could push it that far for it to be discrimination, if you tell a man he can't go into the women's bathroom, me wanting to dress up as a woman of God should not be discriminated against. You get what I'm saying? Or if it is, let me call it discrimination. You know what I mean? Like, if they can do it, I should be able to put on a hijab if I want to. You get what I'm saying? I hope y'all with me. I hope y'all with me. It took a lot. Like you could see this, something was trying to grab that from me. But that's what they've done. They have pushed, like heard all the accessories. It is cooler for me to dress up as Barbie, real plastic glass face, than it is for me to put on cover my hair and to cover my head and to, cover my face and all that. That it's more acceptable for me to dress up like a Barbie than it is for me to dress up as a woman of God. And that ain't right. That ain't the way it should be. Especially when there's other things that lurk. Like we just heard about the devil and the woman now being a portal to the earth where the devil's kids could come through too if he wanted to. You know what I mean? And then God tried to destroy the giants, but they were still here afterwards. We heard it as clear as day, right? But only way any of this stuff is going to change is by each one teach one. Be willing to say the things that others aren't willing to say. Be willing to be honest about some of this stuff, about the carnal mindedness, about what the body really is. It's a vessel. But the question is for what type of spirit? Because remember, the devil could birth kids too. Demons can birth children too. Through women, right? You get a good human woman, all human. That's a portal. Real talk. So they could birth things too. So how do we stop our culture from making the baby, the infinite smallest innocence of life not be corrupt? By pulling it back and doing stuff like this. Sitting down, reading his Bible. Yeah. I know I don't got credibility because I don't sound a different kind of way. I know. But at the same point, y'all know truth when y'all hear it. It's right here. I read it. I read it. Because the carnal minded is in enmity against God, for it is subject to the laws of God. Neither indeed can be. Says it. So then they that are of the flesh cannot please God. So someone smarter than me said it. Chapter 8. So that is Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then that sums up my whole. So now I'm done rambling. Ta-da, ta-da. And y'all know, pray for Orlando Brown. God put him on my spirit all the time. Real talk. Pray for Orlando Brown, y'all. You know what God gives me about him? the weakest, most wholesome boy in a community of tigers. Like the wholesome one in a commute. Like you think about it. Y'all look at all of his TV shows that he was in. He was the wholesome kid. Look at the dichotomy of thought. Look at the pluralness of life, of knowing the world sees you as this wholesome kid, but you are living around tigers. And they are trying to have sex with you. And they are trying to adulterate you in every single way you could think of. But your image they've given you is that of a wholesome little boy. So God just says, pray for him, because like when God once told me that I was going to have to help those that think they could never go to heaven, right? They think that God said they could never ever be there, so they actually choose hell because they think that's what they're worth now. Their iniquity, like he, remember how I was talking about how the worst I could do now, because I ain't gonna eat no human flesh. He said he did. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do certain things, but once you crossed all the boundaries off, like you've done them all, that's like there's some ritual where you do the worst, the worst, the worst, and then you got to do even worse, so that way you could get a deeper connection with these evil spirits. You get what I'm saying? So he's like, he's done a lot of the worst. He's been around the worst. He's seen a lot. And just pray for him. I don't know. God just has had Orlando Brown on my heart. And because he looks crazy too. I look crazy. He looks crazy too. Uh, but what you see is when a person is lightweight, no, not lightweight. When a person really soft. When a person is really soft, and I think he really soft, you get pushed to a point of bravery when you gotta do something for a higher power, for a higher code. You do. And now, mind you, I'm soft. I'm soft in my childhood. I wasn't that soft. You can't be that soft where I'm from. But I was soft. Don't get me wrong, I was soft. But I know where things didn't matter of how you treated me. It was when you were hurting the next generation or somebody else. Or God, when you were hurting God, oh, I became a dog. I became a beast. I knock you out and go tell your mama I did it. Real talk when it came to you hurting God. You get what I'm saying? But if it was you hurting me, I could deal with that. And that's what I'm seeing about him right now, that he's getting pushed to a place where he around so many tigers, but they hurting God so real around him to where he feel like he gotta come out as a demon just to let everybody else know that God is real, demons are real, and he did some wrong too. Well, I'm gonna tell you, bro, I did some wrong too, but you ain't gotta be on the devil's side. You ain't gotta flip switch back from being God. You don't gotta adulterate like Christ in order to show people that they trying to dog God. You don't got to do that, bro. Real talk. Like, I know I done did some dirt too. Like, everybody done did some dirt. That's what the whole Illuminati thing is about, is getting everybody like dirt listed. Well, that's the point of Christ. Like, yeah, I did some dirt. Now I'm a different person, and I do stand by God. I stand by Christ. And I honestly won't ever do nothing like that again. And the truth is, I'm standing up for good because I've done something like that. These different crazy things. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just letting them, I want this message to be too for him. Like, we kind of know that the cup of iniquity is overflowed. But you ain't got to stand out on the side of the devil because you've done bad, dude. We've all done bad. Man, most of the kids out here done bad. Everybody done bad. Things crazy. So I'm just saying, pray for bro. Pray for him. Pray for him. Because I see it. I see something. God been showing me something about him. And it's pitiful. Not the way this world thinks the word pitiful. I'm no, it's pityful. Like it's I pity him. Like I know that ain't even a good word, but I I could see some parts of him don't like that's the only way he could probably give that outlet. The way he's doing it, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just see things about certain people and it looked like the only way he could do it is that way. But I'm letting you know I'm crazy too, bruh. But you could do it for God. Like you could stand on your promises and say, nah, right is right, wrong is wrong. Stop playing. You get what I'm saying? So I pray, y'all pray for him that whatever got hold of him that's making him like that, there's something that got hold of him. Real talk, there's something that got hold of him. And just pray for his freedom. Pray for his mental clarity and freedom is what God has been putting on my heart. I've been praying for Orlando Brown's mental clarity and freedom. Right? You could be kind of crazy compared to everybody else and be in bondage. Or you could be kind of crazy compared to everybody else and be that peculiar spirit that we talked about in, I think it was Titus or something. You know what I mean? You could be peculiar. You could be bold and powerful. You know, I feel bold and powerful. Even though I'm crazy, yes. Compared to the world, you know, everything, this is a blasphemous world. You know, they upside down already. But so yeah, I'm crazy and all, but I feel good about myself. Why? Because I chose this day whom I shall serve. I stand up for the Lord. You know what I mean? I stand up for God. I'm on his team. And yes, I done did some dirt on their team. But bye-bye. I'm with him. You get what I'm saying? And it's okay. It don't make you and if it do make you a target, then they wasn't Christians. Da-da-da-da. Right? Because ain't that what Christianity is about? So that people that the thugs of life. Because I remember if I could be a Muslim, I'd be a Muslim. That's the A1 students in monotheism. Real talk. Uh Judaism, the whatever. But no, I'm not. I'm a Christian on purpose. I have to be a Christian because I'm a thug out here, and Christian was made for thugs. Okay, Christianity was made for the people who like us. So embrace it, bro. Embrace it and live and walk amongst like for God though. No, because you can't play with it. You got don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Real talk. Don't play with it. You can't play with it. You gotta draw the line in the sand and say, I'm gonna do what's right at all costs. That's more along the lines of where Cat Williams going with it. I don't know, you know, Cat might been cloned. He over there talking about he done took the shot. So I don't know. Might have been got. But um you know, go on the side of God. Cause there really isn't no condemnation when you telling the truth. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Let's get on with it. I hope I cast my net far and wide. That's twice today. I love y'all, and let's do it again tomorrow. All right. Bye.